Welcome to Enchanted Tiara, where every story wears a crown.
A long time ago, the world was not as it is today. Back then, the realms of the elements were separate, each with its own ruler, its own subjects, and its own world. Deep within the oceans was the kingdom of water, filled with shades of blue and green, palaces made of pearls and gardens of coral. Above the sky, higher than the clouds, was the kingdom of fire, where golden and red flames danced endlessly, rivers of lava flowed, and sparks floated in the air. In the water kingdom, there was a princess named Marina. Her hair was soft like sea foam and shone like silver. Her eyes were as deep as the ocean, so deep that anyone could drown in them. Her voice carried the music of waves, and when she laughed, it was as if tiny ripples from the shore were joining in. Marina was not only beautiful, but also incredibly kind-hearted and gentle. She often came to the surface of the sea to gaze at the stars, wondering about the world above and what lay beyond her own realm. In the Fire Kingdom, there was a prince named Agni. His hair burned like red and golden flames, and his eyes sparkled like glowing embers. When he was angry, waves of heat radiated from him. But Agni's heart was not as fiery as people thought. He was sensitive and thoughtful, often looking down from the heights of his kingdom, wondering what coolness felt like, what water was like, and imagining things that could never exist in his world. For centuries, the two kingdoms had been ancient enemies. Fire and water were natural adversaries. Whenever they met, destruction followed. Water would extinguish fire, and fire would turn water to steam. Therefore, an agreement had been made that the two realms would never come close to each other. One night, Marina came to the ocean's surface. The moon was full, and she lay on the waves, counting the stars, when suddenly she saw a strange light in the sky. These were not stars, it was something else, golden and red, bright and warm. It was Agni, standing at the edge of his kingdom, looking down at the world below. Their eyes met, and in that instant something happened that should never have happened. Marina saw that golden light, and her heart began to beat rapidly. Agni saw the silver-like princess bathed in moonlight, and he felt his fire soften. They stared at each other, knowing it was forbidden, knowing it was dangerous. The next night, Marina came again, and so did Agni. This time, they spoke. The distance was too great for them to touch, but their voices traveled through the air to reach one another. Marina told him about the depths of the sea, about coral reefs and the dancing of the fish. Agni described the mountains of fire, the forests of flames, and the rivers of lava. Night after night they met, and their love grew stronger. Marina had never imagined anyone could understand her like this. Agni had never thought his fire could soften for someone else. But love knows no boundaries, not even the enmity of the elements. One night, Marina said, "I want to touch you, to hold your hand." Agni replied sadly, "If I touch you, you will turn to steam. If you touch me, my fire will go out." So must we always remain like this, close but far? Marina's eyes filled with tears.
I don't know, but I cannot live without you.
News of their love soon spread across both kingdoms. The king of water, Marina's father, was furious. The king of fire, Agni's father, was enraged. Both summoned their children and strictly forbade them from meeting. But how can love be stopped? Marina and Agni continued to meet in secret. They found a place where neither the sea nor the sky held dominion. The land, where the shore met the ocean, there, at sunset, when the sky turned red and orange, they met. One evening, Marina said, "I've heard of an old sorceress who lives somewhere between the land and the sky. They say she can make the impossible possible. Hope sparkled in Agni's eyes.
Do you think she can help us?
I don't know, Marina said, but we must try. They set out to find the sorceress. Marina floated along the shores, while Agni flew beside her through the sky. After many days of searching, they found a cave filled with both smoke and mist. Inside sat an old woman with hair as white as clouds and eyes as hazy as fog. I knew you would come, the sorceress said, the water princess and the fire prince, a love that should be impossible. Can you help us? Marina asked. The sorceress pondered. I can, but the cost will be great. Anything, Agni said. You must both give up part of your powers. Marina, you must give up half of your coolness. Agni, you must give up half of your heat. This way you will become balanced, not too hot, not too cold. Only then can you touch one another. But it will be forever, the sorceress added. You cannot return to your old lives. And Agni looked into each other's eyes. The decision was not easy. To leave their worlds, to give up their powers, it was a great sacrifice. But when they saw each other, they knew their answer.
We are ready.
We are ready, they said together. The sorceress began her magic. She drew a circle and asked Marina to stand in it, then drew another for Agni. She spoke strange words in an ancient language, chanting old spells. Slowly, blue light began to emanate from Marina's body and red from Agni's. The lights merged in the air, creating a new color, purple, neither completely blue nor completely red. When the magic was complete, Marina and Agni had changed. Marina's hair now shone with both silver and gold. Agni's eyes now held both blue and red. Now go and touch each other, the sorceress said. Trembling with hope and fear, they reached for each other. When their fingers finally touched, there was no explosion, no steam, only warmth, only love. They embraced for the first time. Marina felt Agni's warmth, no longer scorching but comforting. Agni felt Marina's coolness, no longer freezing but refreshing. But their joy did not last long. Soon, soldiers from both kingdoms came searching for them. When they saw what Marina and Agni had done, they were furious. Why have you given up your powers? The water soldiers asked. Why have you cooled your fire? The fire soldiers demanded. Marina replied courageously, For love, I gave up my coolness so I could touch my beloved. Agni said firmly, I gave up my heat so I could embrace my love. The soldiers wanted to take them away, to separate them, but the sorceress intervened. Do not harm them, she said. They have made the greatest sacrifice for love. Do you not see that when fire and water are balanced, life is created? They have shown that even enemies can become friends through love. The soldier stopped. The news reached both kingdoms. At first they were furious, but then they thought, their children had made a great sacrifice for love. Could they really deny their happiness? After much deliberation, both kings agreed. Marina and Agni were allowed to marry. For the first time, the fire and water kingdoms came together. The wedding was held on the shore, where the sea meets the land and the sky bends low. It was a magnificent ceremony. Water creatures and fire creatures mingled for the first time. Fish danced in the water, and firebirds soared in the sky. From that day forward, Marina and Agni lived on the shore, not fully in water, not fully in fire, but in a new world of their own making. They built a beautiful palace, half in water, half in air. Time passed, and they had children, extraordinary children, who carried the powers of both elements. Some had more water, some more fire, some balanced. Slowly, these children became bridges between the two kingdoms. Years later, when Marina and Agni grew old, they looked back at what their love had created. The fire and water kingdoms were no longer enemies. They were friends, companions. They had learned that differences could be strength, not weakness. One evening, as the sun set and the sky glowed golden and orange, Marina and Agni sat on the shore, hand in hand.
Have you ever regretted it?
Regretted what?
Giving up your powers, leaving your kingdom.
Never. I lost some things, yes, but I gained so much more. I found you, our children, and a whole new world.
I feel the same way.
Like, subscribe, and keep dreaming.
Bye bye.